Good evening, friends. Happy Friday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Hi, Sylvia. How are you, my love? And I see that Sue has become a member of the channel. Thank you so much, Sue, for your support. I very much appreciate it. If anyone else is interested in joining the Dozen Cats membership, the join button is right underneath this screen, right beside the channel name. Hi, Faye. Hi, Ivana. So, friends, I think that we should start off with, I just got to say, I got some stuff that I got going on. I am not a very happy person at the moment, as I'm sure that I am not alone. There's so much going on in the world. And so I really want this to be a place where we can gather, where we can feel safe, where we can share our thoughts. We can ask Spirit to provide us with some guidance as to how we navigate this time. It's important to me that I do that for myself, as well as hopefully do that for you guys. So in the coming weeks, we're going to, if you guys have been with me a long time, you remember when we used to do our talks, our Achieving Wellness talks. So I've scheduled 3 that are coming up, and they require your assistance. So they're very much interactive is my point. And I hope that the purpose or the premise of these 3 that I have scheduled at the moment is that we're going to work together to help each other, to lift each other up, and, provide us with an opportunity to reset and refresh and clear our mind when necessary, etc., all of the things. So I hope that you guys will stay tuned for that. Tomorrow night, I will be live on this channel, as well as with Ali from Heart and Soul Connected and Ivana from Ivana Intuitive. We're going to be doing the Groundhog Day readings. That's a lot of fun. That's going to be on all 3 of our channels. And then I'll be back here on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night is at 8 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday is 7 p.m. Eastern with Ivana Intuitive to do the Zodiac readings for the month of February. So make sure that you are subscribed, that you have your bell notification checked off. I've lost more subscribers. Thank you so much, YouTube. But they'll be back, I'm sure of it. And so we are here. And what we are doing tonight is the energy reads for the month of February. Now, I want to say, first and foremost, that I had this scheduled to do on Wednesday. You guys, we have had like a weather alert every single day this week. There has been so much snow and cold weather and blowing and all of the things, whiteouts, snow squalls, flurries, blizzard-like conditions, you name it, we've had it this week. It has been a lot, right? So yesterday was like minus 20 degrees. Today was like 2 degrees. Tomorrow's supposed to be like minus 15. It's like up and down like a toilet seat. It's just a lot. So I've just been hibernating is what I've been doing, and so we've rescheduled it for tonight. So what we're doing is the energy reads, right? We are going to be doing the 4-direction spread using the spread from the Sacred Forest Oracle. I have 3 decks in front of me. I have the Sacred Forest Oracle. I have the, sorry guys, I never remember the name of this deck. I have the Spirit Animal deck. And I also have the Everyday Witch deck. And now I want to pick another one, and I can't figure out which one I want to use. So majority wins in the chat. You guys tell me. When I tell you what the deck is, you tell me. You could just like choose the number, right? So number 1 would be the Self-Love Oracle. Number two would be the Secret Language of Color, or the Sacred Medicine. So 1, 2, or 3. You guys let me know in the chat. 1, 2, or 3. Majority rules. That'll be our 4th deck. Hi, Ellen. How are you, my love? Hi, Mary. It's good to see everybody. Hi, Ziggy. Hi, Faye. Ivana, I think I already said hi to you. I'm sorry if I didn't. And again, hi, Sylvia. Number 3, number 3, number 3. All right, Sacred Language of Color. Oh, sorry, Sacred Medicine. I'm like just choosing my own deck. Sorry. Well, I'm happy that you guys picked number 3 because my cards are now color coordinated. So, you know, I'm all about the color coordination, friends. I need more space. I'm running out of real estate over here, you guys. I'm running out of real estate. All right. I am ready. I am shuffled up, as they say. Who wants a reading? Step right up. It's like The Price is Right. Step right up, friends. Step right up. Let me find the spread, or we're not going to go very far. Good grief. Let me take a sip. All right, Ivana, Ellen, Sylvia. Now, I do want to mention to you guys, going back, I know I'm flipping all over the place, but, you know, I'm like the inside of a pinball machine over here. On February the 5th, which is a Wednesday, right? So next Wednesday. I don't know what that was. Something just happened. Cats did something. The dog's barking. So next Wednesday, February the 5th, 8 p.m. Eastern is when I will be live. And that is when we're going to take do the very first talk. Okay. And the first one is going to be, it's called Breathe. And I'm not quite sure how to execute this. So I'm sort of letting you guys know now. You mull it over, let me know. If you want to participate. So, I don't know if anyone wants to join me on screen, or if you just want to do it from the chat. If you're willing to join me on screen, I would ask that you send me an email. My email is in the description box below this video. I can also stick it in the chat if I could figure out what the heck it is. I have it on my sticky note here somewhere. All right, there we go. No, not spell check. There we go. So there's my email. And so you guys think about it and let me know. And I can't really give too much away, but I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'm not going to ask you to do a reading or anything like that with me. But just keep that in mind. And if you're willing to, if you want to join me, email me and let me know. Just put reading in the reading request, just put like join or something like that so I know. All right. So we have lots of people starred. Thank you so much, everybody. You're all so sweet. We are going to go with Miss Ellen first. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to choose the deck that you want me to read from, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or you could say, like, dealer's choice, and I'll just choose my own cards. Oh, thank you, Gina. You're very kind, my love. I just seen that now. And I got you, Ziggy. Dealer's choice. Okay. I'm going to do one from every pile, Ellen. Why the heck not? Why the heck not, my dear friend? By the way, for my members, the weekend reading will be out tomorrow. If you're a member of the Dozen Cats membership program, you get a weekend reading that no one else gets to see. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So cool. All right, here we go. So first card is the card of the East. It's the place of the rising sun, which represents springtime. This card reveals what is beginning in your life. So what you need to sort of search for, or what you need to explore. Okay, we have the Maple Spirit and Generosity. Now, not only is this card have significant meaning for me, because of course I am Canadian, we're all about the maple leaf here, but there's that sense of like being passionately driven, right? It's like the generosity of the tree, right? The abundance of the tree, but it's like driven from a place of passion and conviction, right? So something that you're very passionate about, something you're very dedicated to, is something that you need to either continue to explore or to look further at. The South card is the card that represents the sun in summertime. This reveals what is expanding. So this is what you should be growing or working towards. And we have this lovely photograph in this card here. Okay. And this card says tears of joy and sadness. So indicating that there could be some up and down, that there could be some feelings that are coming to the surface, situations that you may have to deal with, or that you may feel challenged by, that may, hurt you in a way that has your emotions coming to the surface. And that's always a difficult thing to handle. However, I want everyone to remember that when you cry, it is a form of release, right? We all, that old saying, you feel better after a good cry. So don't look at it as negative. Those emotions coming to the surface is a release, right? The third card is the card of the West, and this is the card of the setting sun, the season of autumn. This card reveals what you're harvesting or what you're gathering, right? So what you're bringing towards yourself. And you have got the Hawk Spirit. And see what it says there? Let spirit be your guide. So what you're harvesting, what you're gathering, what you're bringing towards yourself is spiritual guidance, right? Enlightenment, opening up and continuing to navigate that relationship with spirit, right? Trusting your intuition, all of those kinds of things. The last card is the North card. This is the card that represents the night, the dark of night or the winter. So this is what we need to consolidate or what we need to nurture, right? we have the fall equinox and the buffalo, and you see what it says? Release. So it looks like February is going to be a month where you're going to have to tap into your personal abundance, the generosity of spirit to yourself, right? Being kind to yourself. Remember your grounding and keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground, to not allow whatever may be coming up to sort of throw you off your path, right? Deal with the emotions as they come to the surface, right? Remember that a release is just that. Know that you are guided and that you are protected. Listen to your intuition and let that be the voice that you hear, as opposed to, you know, the negative self-talk or trying to talk yourself out of something. And finally, with this release card, I really want you to embrace the feeling of the once a release is done, when we get past the difficult, when we get past the struggle, when we get over the hump, that feeling of accomplishment and the feeling of like, just, I can breathe again, right? The weight has been lifted. That's the thing I want you to focus on. So that's what I got for you, Ellen. I hope that that makes sense. I think it is a very positive reading, because whenever we can release a weight, we are doing ourselves a great service, because it equates to growth. And in my personal opinion, there's no better thing than growth. So that's what I got for you, Ellen. Thank you so much for the question. All right, let's go to Sylvia. These are in no particular order. Sylvia, let me know what deck you want. 1, 2, 3, or 4, or dealer's choice. We're running a casino over here, friends. I'm kidding. We're not. This is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Don't come for me. You have the Sacred Forest, which is 1. The Animal deck, which is number 2. The Everyday Witch Oracle is number 3. And the Sacred Medicine is number 4, if that helps. Ellen says, thank you, Kelly. I'm working on releasing things, so your reading is right on. Listen, thank you for saying that. And I want to say to you, words of encouragement, because, and not to make this about me, but like, I get it. It's so hard to put yourself in a vulnerable position like that, to dig down deep and to clear out those cobwebs. It can be very challenging. And so I am proud of you, and I am encouraged and inspired by you. We all should be. All right, number 4 for Sylvia. Keep doing the good work, my friend. Keep doing the good work. All right. What do we need? Yes, I did. I was in the chat for a little bit there, Sylvia. It was good to see him. He had said something like, how are you guys all doing or whatever. And I left some comment in there saying, like, I hardly know, because I've been under like 8 feet of snow. You guys, I'm not even joking yet. Okay. It's hard to tell in my backyard because it's like uphill, right? But if you look outside my window at the side of my house, the snow is almost to the top of the fence. On the other side, where it starts to like, be sort of like inclined, if you will, it is almost as tall as the shed. Like on the outside of the shed. It's crazy the amount of snow that we've had. I mean, I don't know anything different, so to me it's not like abnormal, to have snow or cold, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot of snow and a lot of cold. Anyway, Hi, AA. Absolutely, Mary. I've got you, my love. All right, let me just star these, Sylvia. And here we go, my friend. Turn your cards over. All right, so card number 1, the East card. East card reveals what is beginning in our life. So what we need to begin to search for or to continue to explore. And we have, look at this card. Isn't that beautiful? The Dark Spirit Moon. The Dark Spirit Moon and Void. So right away, I feel like clear thinking, right? To provide yourself a space or create a space, try to find time to have that time to invite that clear thinking in, that place where you can just sit back and close your mind down, shut off the outside noise, and just allow that energy to sort of like rejuvenate within yourself. That's what I'm feeling. Hi, Birdie Girl. And I am well, thank you, AA. That's very kind. I hope you're doing well too, my friend. The South card is the card that is for the summertime. So this is what we should be sort of growing, working towards, right? What's expanding in our life. And we have the seed planter and intention. So right away, we're starting to form a pattern here, right? We've got the clear thinking, right? We got to quiet down. We got to shut everything off so that we can hear our own mind, right? Without all these outside interruptions and influences. Then what we're going to work on, what we're going to expand is to cast those intentions. What does Sylvia want? What does Sylvia need? Where does Sylvia want to be, right? How is Sylvia going to get there? What's the inspired action, right? So setting those intentions is what needs to be worked on. Card number 3 is the West card, the card revealing what we want to harvest or gather, what we want to bring towards ourselves. And you've got the Release card, just as Ellen had before you, the Fall Equinox, Buffalo, and the Release card. So for you, Sylvia, not unlike Ellen, but a little bit different, right? So when we think of harvesting and gathering, think of the crop at the end of the summer, right? We're pulling all the stuff out of the ground. We take it into the kitchen, right? We chop it, we dice it, we boil it, we can it, we bottle it, and then we take stock. Do I have enough? Do I have enough? So to me, the release is more about a balance for you. Listening to your body, giving your body what it needs, like that kind of release, right? Don't get busy where you feel like you're burning the candle at both ends, right? So make sure you're sleeping right, you're eating right, you're exercising, giving yourself the clear thinking time that you need, all of those kinds of things. Because that period of balance is going to like constantly be rejuvenating you. And I feel like that's how you keep that fine sort of harmony. Harmony isn't the right word, but like you keep that harmony, that balance in your life. Okay. The North card, which is the last card, it's the card that reveals what we need to consolidate or what we need to nurture. And you have the Two Spirit. I love this card. How beautiful is this card? The Two Spirit is diversity. So let's read this one more time, right? This card reveals what you need to consolidate or what you need to nurture. Also what you need to repair or heal. Diversity, inclusion, openness, like-mindedness. I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm just going to say, I don't know if you've been challenged, if you feel challenged, like someone's challenging you by almost like picking on you, sort of speak, or you feel the need to bring people together. It's one of those two things. And in either one of those scenarios, these cards make sense to me, right? You create that clear thinking space for you. You set your intention. You do this this rejuvenation so that you can keep that harmony in your life, so that you can continue to attract the people that you need to bring closer to you, right? And by you opening up and embracing those people and gathering them together, you're joining forces. See how the hands are clasped? Right? Just think of the energy flowing through. If you've ever been here when I've done that thing where imagine we're all in a circle, right? We're all holding each other's hands. Close your eyes right now and visualize all of us standing in a circle holding each other's hands. Feel the person's hand that is in your hand. Feel the warmth. Feel the touch, the texture of the skin. Now think about all of us standing together, like-minded, light beings, hopeful, grateful, thankful, empathetic people with kind hearts and beautiful souls. Think about the energy and the light and the power within us. And now think about all of that energy going into your hand from the person standing next to you, flowing up your arm, all through your body, swirling around your heart, down your arm, and into the next person. Feel that surge. And when the energy has gone around the circle and we take our hands still clasped together and we throw it up to the sky, and then we release our hands and we shoot all of that out into the universe. Just imagine the power that you have just released. And think about how amazing that feels. That's what your reading kind of feels like to me. That you can do that for people. You do that for people. People are attracted to you because you have that energetic vibe about you. But you're being tested right now, I feel, or you may feel like you're being tested, or your energy is lessening. And so that's why the clear thinking and the rejuvenation is so important, right? And to be clear about your intentions. I hope all that made sense. And we have a Quincy making a lovely appearance. All right, let's go to let's go to Alana Intuitive. Hi, Rose. It's the last one, community. Okay, Sylvia, that makes sense. I mean, it totally makes sense to me. Rose, please do not. I mean, I get it, and we're going to talk about it, but we're good. I want you to just sit back. I want you to just hear the messages, and I want you to really allow yourself to absorb and let spirit guide you. All right, let's go with no, these guys here. I am feeling it too, my friend. I am feeling it too. And I am so sorry that anyone is feeling it. The only thing I'm going to say about that, and one of the reasons why I'm trying not to, I said a little bit in the beginning about it, is because of this. I would be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't stressed all week, waiting for the shoe to drop from dear old 47 about whether my country will be having these horrific tariffs placed on it. And if those tariffs are placed on my country, the threat of an economic collapse is extremely real. I don't have a job. This is my livelihood. I'm 59 years old. I have anxiety panic disorder, meaning I have issues like everybody else does, right? We're a one-income family. To say that I'm scared crapless would be an understatement. But because I have anxiety panic disorder, I cannot let that stuff get in my way. I can't. I refuse to. I am not going to allow that person or anyone else to hijack my joy. I'm just not going to do it. I will figure it out as I always have and hope to continue to do. And I hope that between myself and you guys and the guidance of Spirit and the support of my friends and my family, that together we can help each other navigate. It's going to be a shit show, but I hope that we can navigate this space together. I will do my part to the best of my ability. Okay. So I hope that all made sense. All right, here we go, my friends. For Ivana, first card of the East. This is the card that represents the springtime, the card that is showing us what's beginning in your life. So what you need to search for, what you need to explore further. Look at this card. Love it. This is meditation for creativity. So if you're working on something, if you're thinking about something, if you've got some ideas, that have been kicking around, think about like where that idea is coming from within you. Try to get creative about it. Try to get passionate about it, or express it in a different way, right? If that makes sense. Second card is the South card. This is the card that represents the summertime. This is what is expanding in your life. So this is what you should be growing, right? And we have this card showing up again, okay? And this is tears of joy and sadness. To me, what this feels like is like really high bar. I should be able to do this, but like not seeing that you've already done that. It's almost like you're telling yourself it's not good enough before you've even realized or tested that out, right? Like you're not appreciating it for what it is as opposed to what you think it should be, right? So there might be a little bit of push and pull with that. I don't literally think it's tears of joy and sadness. I think it's more like just like, don't be so hard on yourself, right? Lower your high standard just a little bit. Don't be so critical. The West card is the card of autumn. This card reveals what is harvesting or what you're gathering, right? So this is what you need to clear out. And we have this beautiful card. I love this card, my favorite. And it says gratitude and thanks. So what we're harvesting and gathering is thanks. And what we need to release and what we need to clear out is gratitude and thanks. Which makes total sense with the card prior to that. Because sometimes, and if you look, there's a table that's in her card, right? Can you see the table with the flowers on it right here? Right there, right? See the table? sometimes we have a tendency to putting people on a pedestal, right? And giving people too much credit for their assistance. Not saying that we shouldn't be grateful, but sometimes we forecast and foreshadow people for their contributions when it really wasn't that big of a deal. And I guess what I want to say with that is gratitude and thanks. Don't forget about your efforts in that regard, right? If you put in an effort to make something come to fruition and someone else came along and gave you like the last dollar that you needed, or the last sentence to the book, or something of that nature, and you were like, oh my God, I couldn't have done it without you, but you did all of it. So don't discount that. So make sure that you are giving as much gratitude as you are giving it to yourself, is what I want to say. That was a long-winded answer for a very, very short statement. Card number 4 is the North card. The North represents the dark of night and the season of winter. This card reveals what you need to consolidate or nurture. Okay. And I love this. Look at this card. So cute. And it says, learn from life. Now, I see what Mary's written in the comment section, going back to what I just said, right? Meaning prior to Ivana's reading. We must keep our collective vibration high, do our best to live in love rather than fear. Remember, this too shall pass. Now, I'm going to say this, and I hope that no one takes offense to it, and I'm not trying to hijack your reading, Ivana, but this came out for a reason. I hope that people understand when I say this, because I could not mean anything more than this statement. Choosing joy and happiness is a choice. Sadly, not everyone understands or has that kind of perspective or viewpoint due to circumstances usually beyond their control, that they have the power to make that choice. And I think that we can all relate, because I think we've all been in that position or close to that position at one point or another in our life. I certainly know it because I resided in it for a very, very long time. And so Mary is 100% right. It doesn't mean that it's not okay to be sad and it's not okay to be upset or stressed. It means that you do the release, right? You have that moment, and then you figure out how you're going to move forward, because we all know through our own personal lived experiences that we have been through so much stuff in our lives, and we have always come out the other side. We may be a little banged up, but we came out the other side. Is it fair? Nope. Absolutely not fair. But we cannot lose our own personal passion and our own values, and we can't dim our own light or live in fear, because that's not living. It's just not living, you guys. And I say that from someone who has, hid away from everything and everyone that they knew. So when I say to you that I'm speaking from my heart, I'm speaking from my heart. I get it. But we cannot, and I for one will not, ever let anyone or anything make me reside in that space again. Because I now know that it is my choice, and I know I have the power to make that choice. And every time I will choose joy. Doesn't mean I'm not going to get ticked off about it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to have something to say about it, but I'm going to bounce back. And so, no matter where you fall on that scale, just know that I am here for you while you navigate that space. That's all. All right. So, this last card, Ivana, learn from life. This is exactly what we're talking about, right? Whatever you are challenged by, whatever situation presents itself to you, whatever emotions you're feeling, you know that you have the knowledge and the personal experience from life to be able to pull those lessons forward, to nourish yourself, to be able to continue to keep going, right? Learn from life. That's what I got for you, my friend. So don't be so hard on yourself. Shoot for the stars. Do what you want to do. Don't let anything get in your way. That's your reading. All right, let's read some of these comments. I need a cigarette now. My gosh. And sip. Okay. Ivana says, I love that this winter is helping me to prune out things I don't need and look forward to a spring and summer of more freedom and lighthearted possibilities, right? Ivana says that for me, I feel that all this is happening so that I can look inside and create my own personal reality as much as possible. Mary says, yes. Ivana says, I definitely have moments of fear and worry. I'm human, but I try to realign my thoughts. I know that life is hard, but it is good, and I do my best to choose joy, happiness, love, and gratitude. And I love that reading, Kelly. Thanks, my friend. You are very welcome, my friend. I hope it's helping, Rose. I mean, I get it, my friend. I so get it. All right, so that's Ivana. Now we're going to go to, let's go to Mary. And Mary, let me know what deck you want. And, and then, Ziggy, you're up next. So you can tell me what deck you want or think about it while I'm doing, Mary's. Oh, I lost the reading, friends. Yeah, I'm back. Let me know what deck. 1, 2, 3, or 4, Mary. Dealer's choice, okay. Dealer's choice. All right, Ziggy, I got you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate you. It is a great way to spend my Friday night with you all. So what I was saying in the beginning, for those of you that didn't hear, is that I will be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, with Ivana, Intuitive, and Ali from Heart and Soul Connected. We're simulcasting to all the channels, doing Groundhog Day readings. All your cards just literally flipped out of the deck, Mary, so they got something to say. And then I'll be back on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern with Ivana Intuitive here at Dozen Cats, and also simulcast to Ivana's channel to do the Zodiac readings for February. All right, Mary, we start off with the East card. This is the place of the rising sun, represents springtime. So this is what is beginning in our life, what we need to search for or to continue to explore. Okay. And I chose the animal deck. We have the Wombat Spirit, and it says, be at home. So what we need to search for, what we need to explore further is that feeling of comfortability, that feeling of safety and security and that solid foundation. Mary, do you volunteer somewhere? I don't know why I'm asking you that, but that's like just a feeling that I'm getting. It's like a different home. Not like your home, but like a different home. like somewhere else that you're going to be needed, that you bring that spirit to, I feel. Maybe that's something that you're doing or something that you're thinking of doing, but you could be of service in that new place. Just a thought. I thought I'd throw it out there. The South card is the card that represents the summertime. This is the card that reveals what is expanding in our life, something that we could be growing or working towards. Okay. We have the, oh, my eye is switching now. I don't know if you can see it. The hummingbird spirit, be here now. So there's like a call to action, or the taking of inspired action, right? I mean, inspired action is the feeling of the emotion of, why do I want to do this, right? It's the thing that makes you take that leap. So again, I go back to what I said. There's like some sort of call. There's some sort of pull or attraction to somewhere else to create that safe space, that feeling of security, that solid foundation. I almost can see you standing there, you know, fluffing someone's pillow, holding someone's hand, you know, helping them around the house, that kind of thing. I don't know why. Card number 3, the West card. The West card represents the setting sun. This is the card of autumn. This card reveals what you are harvesting or what you're gathering. So this can represent what you need to release or what you need to clear out of your life, right? So you're pulling things in and you're taking stock. And how I explain this card is like, think about your closet at the change of the seasons, right? You go in there, you merge, purge, you buy some stuff, you color coordinate, everything's tidy, you walk out, you feel better. That kind of idea, okay? And you've got the wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. So to me, this is like, don't like let the details and like the big list of things to do get in the way, right? Assess the situation, take it one thing at a time, you know, sort of like, you know, ticking it off the list, if you will. But don't put it all on the list at the same day. Maybe put like just a couple of things on the list so that you can feel that sense of like, I did it, I accomplished it, that you don't feel overwhelmed by it, that you don't procrastinate, right? Or get sidetracked. I don't know if you guys are like me, but, you know, I'd go clean my room when I was a kid and I'd get all caught up in like going through my books and my magazines. And, you know, I'd be in there for 6 hours and I hadn't accomplished anything but reading stuff I'd already done or read before. So you've been doing that in your house? Kind of. My mom is in a long-term care and I bring my, oh, see, I love that. Okay. Now, thank you for that, Mary, because it's making sense now. Okay. So the last card is the North card. The North card represents the dark of night and the season of winter. This card reveals what you need to consolidate or what you need to nurture. Also, what you might need to repair or heal. And we've got the butterfly spirit, and transformation is beautiful. Now, most of us think of transformation as, you know, we've completed something and we've started something new, right? I really feel like this is more of like a freedom. And in a way that it's like an expression, right? It's like you found a new thing, a new calling that has allowed you to express yourself in a way that makes you feel like peaceful and free. And like if you think of the bird and it's just like, you know, whipping up and down and flying all over the place, like that kind of a thing, and you're very fulfilled by that. So there's an element of peace that comes with it. And I just want to point out that that's card number 11, which happens to be my favorite. There is something that I feel like you're going to do in the month of February, maybe at the nursing home or the long-term care facility with your mom, that is going to make a significant impact in someone's life. a significant standout difference, not only in their life, but also in yours. That's what I got for you, Mary. I hope that it helps, my friend, and I thank you for being here. I do want to say, Rose, that just as a reminder, and I thank you for saying that you got to do that. You know, in these times when it's so chaotic, you guys have all heard me say this before, and I'm sure you all think I'm crazy. You know, go to the junk drawer, clean it out. Go to the bookshelf, clear it off. Right? Clear that space out. It clears out the energy, makes your mind feel like it's got room to breathe, that you have room to breathe. A clear space equals a clear mind, which just makes everything feel better. It's like you took a deep breath in, held it, and then you took a long, much needed exhale. So, thank you, Rose, for saying that. All right, AA is also here. You are, I think, next up. AA, let me know what deck you want me to pull from. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Ziggy chose 4, so we're doing that for her. And then Gina's place. All right, here we go for Ziggy. Ziggy, 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 Ziggy. Oh, I love that for you, Mary. All right, AA. All right, well, see, now we have a theme going on tonight, right? This is the 3rd time I've pulled this card, I think. Maybe the 4th. Gina, thank you so much. That's so very kind of you, my friend. Blessings to you, my friend. Thank you so very much. All right, Ziggy. Card number 1, the East card. This is the card that represents the springtime. This is what we're searching for, or what we are continuing to explore further. And you have the Cedar card. And the Cedar card is extraction. So there's things that we're sorting out. There's things that we're looking through. There's things that we're sort of searching through, right? Taking stock, taking inventory, if you will, right? Maybe it could be about your budget. It could just be about things around the house, getting rid of unnecessary stuff. Maybe you're thinking about planting your garden. There's like sorting. There's like a sorting through, a sifting through stuff. Pay attention to what you're sifting through, because you may find something that you've been looking for a long time, and you sort of thought like it was gone, but you find it again. I want to say card number 2 is the South card. This card represents the summertime. So this is what is expanding in your life, right? What you're growing towards, what you're working towards. We have the Sage Stick and Cleanse. This is making sense with these 2 cards, right? We're clearing out. We're decluttering. We are, again, the taking of inventory, right? It's almost like you're down in your basement, if you have one, or in the cupboards. I don't know if you guys do this, but like you go to the cupboard and you're like, okay, I'm writing out my grocery list, right? Like, what do I need? Do I need 2 more cans of soup, or do the 3 that I already have in the cupboard? Is that enough? Do you know what I mean? It's like there's some kind of like inventory, some kind of taking stock that you're doing. And while you're doing that, while you're sorting through that stuff, there's like a clearing of the space, a clearing of the energy. It's clearing your mind. It's helping you feel like you have a say, like you have a choice, like you are being, that like you are looking after yourself. You're prepared. You know what I mean? Card number 3 is the West card. The West card represents the season of autumn. So this is what you're harvesting or what you're gathering. Can also represent what you need to release or clutter clear. And you have the release card, the Buffalo, the Fall Equinox Buffalo release. So all 3 of these cards leaning up to the same thing, right? Not leading up to the same thing. I want you to think about that saying, mindful, right? And imagine that picture where like it's like spaghetti, or mindfulness, meaning that you are totally clear. You know exactly what you're doing, exactly where you're going, and how you're going to get there, right? And sometimes it just takes an energy shift to do that. Card number 4 is the North card. This represents the dark of night and the season of winter. So this card reveals what you need to consolidate or what you need to nurture. Okay, so there's all this talk about sorting and putting things where they're supposed to go, labeling things, getting organized. Maybe you're going to work on the pantry or something like that. I don't know why I keep saying the pantry, but like that's where I'm going. I'm not in charge. Spirit is. We have the Rainbow Activation. What a beautiful card. And do you see what it says there? Authenticity. So what does that mean? I think what that means is that feeling of like, sort of like what I was saying before, and I'm not saying that you're one of those people, but if you're stressed about what's going on, if you're concerned about your own circumstances in terms of what's going on, or just everyday life, do I just sit back and wait for something to happen, or do I do something that makes me feel like I'm in control and that I'm prepared for whatever happens? This feels like that to me, right? That you're doing your bit for you to put you in the best possible place that you can be, right? Mentally, physically, and emotionally, right? So that your mind, your body, and your spirit are all working together as a well-oiled machine. You're going to clear out your space. You're going to, invite clean and good positive energy in. You're going to release that heavy weight. And you're going to feel like you're empowered because you've done that. Because you took control of the situation. So February for you is going to be like taking stock or decluttering or something of that nature. And I love that. All right. We have AA up, and then Gina's place will go. And Gina, thank you again so much for your kind. I never know if they're super chats or super stickers. I really appreciate it. It's very, very kind of you. That is exactly what you've been doing on every level, including personal relationships, taking an inventory, tossing it. Good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you, because that's not easy to do. That's not easy to do at all. All right. Let's go with the Sacred Forest deck for AA. Gina, think about the deck that you want, love. Let me know, 1 through 4. You know, for anyone who's in that situation, like Ziggy has said, if it's about people in our life, whether it's personal relationships, you know, people on the, out in the store or whatever. Neighbors, you know, because they all got something to say, right? Remember boundaries, okay? Boundaries are not about other people. They're about you. You set the boundary that you need at that time to service you. That's the end of that public service announcement. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. All right. AA. What is AA? Okay. Flyers. AA. Now, I don't know if I've told you guys this or not, but this is one of the very first decks that I ever bought, the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn. I have a lot of her decks. Love this deck. Always felt that it spoke to me. Always felt that I connected to it really well. And when my niece started talking about intuition and us having some discussions about her intuitive abilities, and she asked me, if I had any decks that I would recommend that she get, I bought her the Sacred Forest Oracle. That's how much I like it, is because it just, I don't know, there's just something about it. I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? You guys have a deck? Do you guys toss cards? Do you have a deck that just like speaks to you, that you just appreciate for all of its glory? This is one of those decks for me. All right, AA, here we go. The East card. This is the card of the rising sun representing springtime. This card reveals what is beginning in your life, right? So what you need to begin, what you need to look for, what you need to explore further, right? And we literally have the spirit guardian of summer and expansion. So what you need to begin, what you need to look for, what you need to explore further is searching for something, is to continue to be on the lookout, to continue to, put your foot in front of the other, dip your toe in the water, right? Explore or be adventurous, that kind of thing. Don't be afraid to like let your hair down and have a little bit of fun. Like do something, how, have you guys seen that? I don't know, because I'm Canadian, you guys probably have totally different commercials, but there's a commercial on TV where I don't even know what it's for, but all these women are going out and this woman is with her friends and like she says yes to everything. And then finally the last thing is when they're going to the tattoo parlor and she's like, no. The point is she's like, yes, right? Because she feels good. She feels confident. She feels empowered. It feels like that to me, right? Expand your horizons a little bit, right? Put your hair down. Have a little bit of fun. Go to the beat of your own drum, that kind of vibe, right? Really, it's all-encompassing growth. South card is the card that represents the summertime. This card reveals what is expanding in your life, right? So this is what you are working towards. We have the Wild Rose Fairy, speaking of your hair blowing, and love. So AA, it's like you put yourself last on the list all the time, that you put everybody else above you, before you, or you're just too damn tired at the end of the day to like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like there's no prioritization for yourself. And out of all the cards, and I know I've only shown you two, but out of all your cards, it feels like that kind of vibe, that you got to be kind to yourself. You got to love yourself up. So this Valentine's Day, I want you to do something for yourself, right? You love yourself up. Give yourself a little extra shot of love, is what I want to say to you. Because that's always something that all of us should be growing towards, that we should be encouraging, is loving ourselves, right? Being able to look at that reflection in the mirror and say, you know what? I love you. You're freaking awesome. Okay. The West card is the next card. And the West card is the card of autumn. And this is what we need to release, what we need to or clear out, right? What we're harvesting or gathering, what we're bringing in towards us, what we're taking stock of. Okay. And you've got the foggy, bog, and patience. So to me, these three cards are going hand in hand with each other. And this is about being like proactive, not reactive, being kind to yourself, not jumping to conclusions, but it's like the energy of that, right? So I want you to think about, like, I don't know if you're a wine drinker or not. I don't drink alcohol at all, but, I've seen it in movies, so now I'm an expert. They pour the wine in the glass and, they smell it and then they, like, spin it around the glass and they take a little sip and then they look at it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a mulling over, I almost feel like, right? Like almost as if you put the record on slow speed. Like everything is just slowed down and just like real super low key, chill vibe. And it's like very zen, right? And I sort of feel like that's kind of like what you need. It's like a reset, but it's sort of working in the opposite of the way that if I was to tell you how to reset, it's working in the opposite. So I don't know if this is making any sense at all. And when I'm finished, I'm gonna repeat it so that it does make sense, hopefully. So the last card is the North card. This is the card which represents wintertime. This card reveals what you need to consolidate or nurture, right? What you need to sort of like bring together, okay? And speaking of winter, you've got the spirit guardian of winter and retreat, right? So home, base camp, security, safety, comfort. And so I'm going to go backwards. Go to the place that brings you comfort, right? Wrap yourself in that blanket, right? While you're wrapping yourself in that blanket, you don't think about anything. You're just watching the snow fall outside the window. It looks lovely. It looks pretty. You're not thinking about, oh my God, I got to go out there and shovel the snow. And what if I don't have enough food? And how am I going to get to work on Monday? You're not thinking about any of that. You're just like, wow, it's so freaking pretty. That's it. That's all you're thinking, right? Because you're giving yourself grace. You're giving yourself patience, right? You're allowing that just to like sort of like swirl all around you. Like, yeah, that looks really, really pretty. Because here's the point. Whether you worry about it now or you worry about it on Sunday night, meaning, using the example, how am I going to get out of the driveway and get to work on Monday? Not going to make a hill of beans difference. All you're going to do is work yourself up into a frenzy. So don't hijack your own joy. Don't take away your time, right? Just embrace that, right? Use that time when you're thinking and you're sitting and you're looking out the window at how pretty the snow is. What you're doing there is you're loving yourself up, right? Because you're putting yourself in such a wonderful, cozy, magical, all-encompassing, warm, giant hug, right? And you're just allowing yourself to absorb that and feel it. And when you do that, this is what happens: expansion and growth. This is when you feel like you can do anything. It's like you like all of a sudden you feel like your super cape is like right by the door. You're going to put it on and like watch out world, right? When you allow yourself the time and the space and the energy to do all those things, to be kind to yourself, it's like you put that pep back in your step. So I hope that makes sense. February for you is all about loving yourself up and giving yourself grace. Giving yourself grace. All right. You said, I agree because I've been going through something. My mind feels effed at times, thinking about people all the time, working on myself. Okay. So I'm sorry that that's been your experience. I'm glad that it makes sense. It makes me feel better that things make sense to you. And I do want to say to you that I'm proud of you for understanding that, this is the situation that you find yourself in, and knowing that it could be a bit messy, it could be a bit complicated, it could be a bit icky, but like you're willing and ready to put in the work to, get out of the muck. Because that's not always easy to do. And so don't discount the fact that you're willing to put yourself in that position for as long as necessary to get out of that position. Right? All right. Last but certainly by no means least, Gina, I think you said whatever I wanted to do, but just confirm for me, love, that that's what you said. Whatever deck feels right. Okay. I scrolled up. You're very welcome, AA. All right. You see, I just want to share with you guys, and I know I've said this before, and I will continue to say it as long as I can. Not because you're here, not because I'm looking for like, oh, Kelly, you're so awesome. I'm not looking for that. It's because it's the truth. When I come here and I do this, when we do this together, when this energy is exchanged, I feel so good. I feel joyful. I feel grateful. I feel hopeful. And I want to thank you guys for doing that for me. Because I can't create that kind of energy on my own, right? This is a two-way kind of operation, meaning it doesn't work unless you guys are in the chat doing what you do best. And I thank you for that, because you have literally turned my day around. And so thank you. And thank you to Spirit, of course. Okay. That one flew out. Now, I am going to go out on a limb over here. And I'm going to pull a color card. I really wish you guys had have chosen the color cards. I really wanted the color cards to come out. But you didn't. But now I get to bring some color. I don't know if I ever told you guys this or not. I'm sure I've mentioned it at one point or another. But one day, I don't know, I came on during the daytime. It was like a pop-up live or something, I think. It was a long time ago. And it was one of those times where we were just chit-chatting and like we weren't really like doing anything per se. We were just like, it sort of went off the rails and we were just chit-chatting. You know how I do. And anywho, we were chit-chatting away and I started talking about being creative and blah, 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 blah. And the next thing I know, I had my color cards out and I was like decorating everyone's house using the color cards. It was great. I was giving readings using the color cards for people to decorate their homes with, which was so funny how it all worked out. But, you know, that's what you gotta love about Spirit, how it just takes you there. It just takes you there. All right, my friend, here you go. Card number 1, the card of the East. This is representing springtime. This is what you need to search or what you need to continue to explore. And we've got the Frog Spirit and Renewal. So that's an interesting one, right? Renewal. The first thing that pops into my mind when I say that for you, Gina, is like permission. I don't know why I'm saying permission. All of the other cards are turned face down. I don't even know what they are. I haven't flipped them up right side up, so I can't see them. But that first card is giving me the vibe of permission. We will continue and see if this makes sense. The South card is the card of the summertime. So this is what is expanding, right? So what we're growing or working towards. And we have, again, the Wolf Spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Okay? So going with what I said about the permission, there's like an element of trust, right? Or faith that this is the time, this is what I should do now, right? So I'm not sure if you've been questioning yourself or you feel like you're at a crossroads, you're trying to decide between one thing or another, and it's like the time is now because you decided that the time is now because you're ready, right? Because here's the thing, it doesn't matter if you or I or anyone perceives that the step is not in line with the expected outcome that we have decided for ourselves. Does that make sense? So, in other words, you may perceive that you took a backward step, but it's still a step. There was still something for you to learn. And that's the part that we have to take away from it. So, this feeling that I have about permission and grace is like, don't hold yourself back or confine yourself to a very small box or path for fear that you're not doing or going or being where you're supposed to be. Okay, that's where I'm going with this. Okay. Third card is the West card, the card that is the for the season of autumn. This is what you're harvesting or gathering. Okay. And we have the tobacco card and offering. So there is an intention here. There is the planting of a seed. There is a hope. There is a wish. There's like manifesting, right? So again, lining all those up, like I know where I want to be and I hope I'm going to get there. But there might be a thing where we're not stopping to see what's around us for fear that we might fall off the timeline. Like I've got to get there by such and such. So I'm not allowed to detour. I'm not allowed to backpedal. I'm not allowed to like stop for gas, right? Now, here's where I pray. Oh, I love this. So pretty. The North card is the card that represents the dark of night, the winter, right? This card reveals what you need to consolidate or what you need to nurture. And we have this, I mean, look at how beautiful that color is. It's the color of turquoise that is water, beautiful, okay? And the turquoise card says, awaken your empathy. So the last card to me and the first card to me are speaking to the same thing. This is giving yourself grace, granting yourself permission to do what feels right to you in the moment, right? And I don't say this to many people, but to like lower those guardrails, loosen that brick wall just a little bit. Allow yourself to step outside the structure or the timeline that you have created for yourself and just be, right? Because what you get from that is wisdom and a sense of like encouragement almost, that like I got this. See, I got this. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm good. And that feeling of knowing that we can listen to ourselves, that we know what's right for us, that we know what's best for us. I mean, that's only good stuff. That only is, encouraging, empowering, and fills you with that feeling like, your feet are firmly planted on the ground. That no matter what comes your way, you got it. You got your hand on the pulse, right? And then you've got this offering. Whether that's offering from spirit, that's an offering to yourself, that's an offering of understanding of perspective, whether that's an offering of being open to things that you wouldn't be otherwise open to. Is that's what I personally feel for you. So this whole month of February is about you just being kind to yourself, giving yourself permission to do what feels right in the moment, and to allow yourself to navigate the path ahead without such sort of strict guidelines, right? Enjoy the beauty of the journey. It's not always about the destination, my friend. Sometimes there is a gigantic lesson in just the journey itself. And that's what I got for you. I hope that that makes sense. Now, I just want to read, as a precursor to that, if I may. 34. These cards are awesome. So, card number 34 is the card Turquoise, which is Awaken Your Empathy. And this is what it says, right? Turquoise inspires the use of communication with feelings. It builds confidence in your abilities, connects you with your intuition, and awakens your empathy. I mean, I didn't know this was in this book. I'm reading from the book, girlfriend. I did not know it was in the book. Literally what I just was saying. Turquoise makes ancient wisdom available and provides a sense of connection to your inner mastery. Hold something turquoise to awaken your empathy for others. Isn't that interesting? This is a really interesting book that is included with this deck. I'm not sponsored by this deck. This is written by a lady by the name of, I think it's Ina Segal. You can see on the bottom there. And I just want to read this. This is the back of the book. When she was a teenager, she suffered from severe back pain. Though she visited doctors, chiropractors, and other healthcare professionals, her condition was deteriorating. By her early 20s, her pain was so intense that for weeks she was barely able to walk. In an incredible twist of fate, while meditating, she discovered an unusual way of communicating with her body by tuning into her back and releasing all the pain and negative emotions, and she was able to heal herself. Her practical healing techniques, healing frequency, internet presence, and radio and television appearances are changing the lives of millions of people around the world. For further information, blah, 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 right? That's why she created this deck, because in this deck, like, depending on what color it is, it gives you like exercises to do to help you with one thing or the other. And I just think it's awesome. It was a pleasant surprise is what I'm trying to tell you. When I seen these, I thought, oh, that's a different deck. I've never heard of a color deck. And I was so pleasantly surprised because it's very different, or at least it was when I got it. Dina says, you dialed in. This fits my current situation perfectly. The new chapter started in January. Interesting. Well, thank you for the confirmation. I'm glad it resonates. That's what I'm here for. Or that's why Spirit brought me here. All right, friends, let's recap, shall we? So, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Allie, myself, Alana are doing Groundhog Day readings. So basically, that's a shadow reading with a really positive and funny twist, hopefully. And on Sunday, I will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern, myself and Ivana, and we will be doing the February Zodiac readings. I don't expect you all to remember this. I'm just, right? And on Wednesday, the 5th, at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're doing our, it's a chat, and then we'll do some readings, and it's called Breathe. And if you're interested in joining me on the screen during the show, send me an email and put in the subject line, join, and we will have, I'll, discuss it with you via email. Rose says, I have a clear quartz and a small turquoise in my pocket. Okay, so I I interchange my personal crystals. Sorry, there's no way for me to do this on camera that does not look gross. And now I can't get them out. Usually I can't keep them in, and now I can't get them out. How funny is that? My husband's probably laughing if he's listening to me. All right, so I have my amethyst. I have my rose quartz. I have a smoky quartz. And I have a clear quartz. Okay, so I have that, and then I switch, and I do my fluorite, my smoky quartz, my tiger's eye, my little amethyst, and my little rose quartz. I go back and forth between those more often than not, where I wear them on my person all of the time. I don't know if it helps. I don't think it hurts. It makes me feel like I'm doing something to boost myself, almost like if I took a vitamin, let's say. And so why the heck not? But that's what I do. But friends, I mean, no one cares, but I have all of these in here, right? Some of them are really beautiful. Half of them, I don't know what the heck they are anymore. Oh, bye, Ziggy. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Hope you have a great weekend. Many blessings. I have my beautiful amethyst ball, whatever you want to call it. It's gorgeous, but I love it. I have my, what do I have here? I've got a lapis lazuli, or lazuli, whatever you want to call it. I've got a black tourmaline. I've got an onyx. Oh, sorry, that's not the onyx. This is the onyx. That's the onyx. I've got an orange calcite. I've got another amethyst. I've got a carnelian. I've got a peach moonstone. A few others that I have no idea what they are in there. Then we go to here. I've got my blue quartz. I've got my snowflake obsidian. I've got my, I think this is my rainbow obsidian. I've got my pyrite. Got my peacock ore. Got my peridot. It does look like a giant marble, doesn't it, Rose? I've got my garnet. Got another carnelian. I've got moonstone. I've got a yellow, what do you call it? Citrine or whatever it's called. I've got a tourmaline and aventurine. Now, I bought this stone here. Don't ask me what it is. It starts with a C. It's beautiful. Looks like a candy to me. It's a C. It starts with a C. Oh, this is a bloodstone. But yeah, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stones that I have no idea what they are. Like, not a clue. And here's the funny thing is that they're all like really similar. I will show you. Yes? Well, 3 of them are really similar. 3 of them are similar, 1 isn't. Okay, so I've got this. Whoops, shoot, sorry. It's like bright blue, like Pepsi blue. I don't know what it is. It's pretty color. Okay, so this stone here, you guys see that? It's a lovely, like blue sort of streaked stone. This one starts with a D. I know that. And it's supposed to help with your like psychic somebody or others, your psychic abilities, whatever. I can't remember the name of it, but there you go. And then I've got this stone here, which I just love because it's like a little sugar cube, and it's a pretty little green color, although you can't see it very well on the camera. It's got all these like little flecks in it. I have no idea what that is. I'm sure I did when I bought it. I've got this gorgeous stone here, green and brown and red flecks. I don't know what this is either, but I love it. It's a cool little shape, right? Yeah, so they all serve their purpose for one reason or another. And I'm sure I have lots more that the cats have decided, because my cats, I'll put them on my charging plate, and the cats literally think they're like hockey pucks and want to shoot them around the house and stuff. The vintage belt, different agates, each own silver thing, turquoise. Dual strands between leather ties. They need to clean it. Maybe sell it. Southwestern style. That's cool, Rose. I had beads in here, and I tossed out the beads and put all my crystals in it because the cats were using them as hockey pucks and shooting them all around the house. I told you guys that story about Austin, my cat, right? He's a really good cat. He doesn't do anything like bad or mischievous or whatever to speak of. But when we went to move, it was the end of summer, and we would always go to like the farmer's market and buy like a basket of those like baby white potatoes, And anyways, when they meant to move, they moved our couch, and there was like 3 really old nasty potatoes underneath our couch that Austin had stolen and took them under the couch. So we don't keep things around like that, because he will think they're toys. That is what he does. Oops. All right, you guys got anything else? Anybody want to talk about anything else before I go? Anybody? I'm glad you feel better, Rose. How about I pull you a card, love? Want a card? Because you didn't get a reading, but I'll pull you a card if you want. See that, Rose? See what it says? Fire magic. So either light a candle and use it for the smell, let it sort of take you away, I know that this is ridiculous, but I feel like, the Calgon Take Me Away commercials back in the day, it feels kind of like that. Or put it on the internet or on your computer or something where you're doing the the fireplace, and just look at it. Just allow yourself to sort of unwind with that sort of environment, right? Turbulent, Gina. Really, really turbulent. Okay, Mary, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. But that's what I got for you, Rose, is fire magic. So use the fire, and also, you are a Leo, so tap into that strength that you have. Don't forget that you are a lion at heart. But yes, Gina, to answer your question, it feels turbulent. Now, when I say turbulent, what I mean is, and I was going to share this with you guys, but then I decided not to because I'm not 100% certain yet what I'm doing. But I am starting another channel, which is not going to be tarot related, where I will be talking about all manner of things. There will be no cards. It'll just be like me, my stories, my life, whatever. When I know the name of it, you guys, I will share it with you if you're interested. There's no obligation, obviously, but it doesn't feel turbulent like a roller coaster. No, it feels turbulent like a lot of stuff being thrown at us, and we have to decide what we're gonna like jump up and try to catch, right? If that makes sense. Hi, Anita. I mean, I think that calming and grounding rituals are always good. I think that release rituals will be, equally, if not even more important. That's just my personal opinion. And they come in all forms and sizes, right? And I think that really, and I'm trying to live by this myself. So this isn't me telling you all. This is just like my honest opinion, and I'm trying really hard to do that too. Like in the last couple of days, it just feels like no matter what I see, it's constant clickbait. It's constant, like, the end is near kind of thing. And that's a lot when you constantly are seeing that. And we have to be able to navigate that space so that we can still function and focus when we leave that space. In other words, like, you go, you get what you need, and then you leave, right? So you've got to be in good thinking order, good logical understanding place, so that you can know enough is enough, and when to walk away, when not to enter. You know what I mean? If that, I mean, yes, use discernment. That would have been much easier if I had just said that, Gina. But do you guys understand what I mean? Like, but it's hard when all of this stuff is affecting, so many people, and you need to know. In some people's cases, like, this is information that you need to know. And there's so much disinformation and misinformation, and it's horrific and completely unacceptable, in my opinion, that it is done, meaning the misinformation and disinformation, intentionally to misinform you. So as an example, today, I found this lady came up in my feed, I don't know, maybe a week or so ago, and I can't even remember what her name is. And there's a lot of new people, with like opinion-based kind of channels that have started since the TikTok situation. And so she keeps coming up in my feed, and I kind of dig, the way that she's saying things. And so I've listened, and I subscribed a couple of days ago, and today she came up on my feed, and she was angry, which is totally okay, because there's a lot to be angry by and about. But her energy was making me nervous. The longer I sat there and the more I listened, I was getting nervous. And then she pissed me off, for lack of a better word, because she said about tarot readers and psychics, etc., all telling you to like keep hope and blah 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 blah, and I was like, don't judge me, right? Don't label us, don't group us all together. And then I was like, no, just, you know what, Kelly, this is not a battle that you need to take on. This isn't a fight. Don't go to the comments, don't read it, doesn't matter, leave it. And I just closed it up and I walked away. You know, and I did what I needed to do to, like, you know, I sat on the floor and played with my puppy and my my cat, and you know, forgot about it in like 3 minutes. I didn't block her. No, I did the, you know, take my subscription away, and you know, that was the end of that. But again, it's just you know, you have to be in the right place to be able to make those decisions. And so the way that we do that, in my opinion, is by being graceful to ourselves, right? Being understanding towards ourselves, nourishing ourselves. So eat right, sleep right, give yourself what you need so that you can be the best that you can be. Because, you know, it's like anything else. Like if you had, you know, back-to-back appointments, or if you had a cold, you got to work twice as hard. And this is one of those times where I feel like we need to be working twice as hard to keep ourselves, you know, feeling like our heads are above water. This is not the time to be walking around in a fog, or it should be, you know, curled up in the fetal position. Although I get that, and again, you guys know, because I've shared my life with you enough to understand that I've been there, done that. This is not that time, you know, because you're going to miss stuff. You're going to miss important stuff that's coming, and things that are happening, and so we can't do that, right? So you got to do things that put you in a position where you feel like you've got your super cape on and that you're ready for anything, right? So you got to be joyful. You got to take things and steps to make sure that you are nourishing your body, eating right, sleeping right, all of the things, you know, nourishing yourself, and you know, maybe incorporating something in your day to help you either release or to invite clear thinking in, whatever it might be. Journaling, you know, the little notepad by your bed where you say to yourself, you know what, I worried about this today, I worried about that today, I worried about this today, to not, now it's my time and I'm done worrying about that. I'm not going to worry about it anymore, right? Gina says, this sounds like a good opportunity to explore what is heart-based versus panic, low energy based. Maybe this month is about raising our vibration. Yeah. Well, without giving it away, these 3 talks that I'm going to be doing. So the first one is called Breathe. The second one is Reset. And the third one is Unplugged. And that's sort of where I'm going. But I always try to be careful when I say these things, because again, and I don't know that I explain this or articulate this well, because my brain works the way that it does. I understand that to some people this sounds like a bunch of BS. You know, that you have a choice, and, you know, just be grateful. And I know it can sound like a bunch of BS. Doesn't sound doable, doesn't sound achievable to some people. And those are the people that I want to be here for, because I get it. I understand that pain, and it is horrific when you feel like you can't help yourself. That then invites a whole host of other issues, you know, that come along with not only what's going on, but the fact that you can't, you know, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, as it were. And so the point that I'm trying to make, quite simply, is that and also, to add to that, sorry, each of us will have our own individual things, right? But collectively, between all of us, we all have skills, we all have intuition, we all have life experiences. And I want us to come together to collectively assist each other and support each other, to lift each other up and embrace each other, and to laugh and to cry and all of the things. And that's what these 3 talks that are coming up are about, is how can we embrace and empower, inspire and motivate and support and encourage each other as we navigate, because some are going to be up and some are going to be down, and then it's going to flip, and then the people that were up are now going to be down, and like everyone's going to need someone at some point, and we don't know when that point is. And so this is my way. And so yes to what Gina said, and yes to what Rose is saying, raise our collective vibration. The thing is that not everyone understands that concept. Not everyone is strong enough to do it when you're not sitting in a situation where someone is like, this is how you do it, or this is how it can be done. And some people just don't feel like they're strong enough on their own. Not saying that they're not, but some people just don't feel like they are. And so we want to be able to create an environment where people feel like it's okay to walk in this door and say, oh, wow, today was a lot, like Rose Blue did, right? That she feels safe enough to say that, because that's the first step, right? Because we don't know how she's feeling. She just popped in the chat. That she sits back and she listens, and through the support of the people in the chat and myself, that we work together to make her feel comfortable and to give her, through the messages of other people, something that she can also apply to her own self. And hopefully by the end of it, she feels like, okay, you know what? I got a chance here. I feel better. You know what? I'm going to come back. Or I'm going to take that thing that lady just said in the chat, and that thing that Kelly just said, and I'm going to try that tomorrow. I feel better already, just feeling like I've got some hope for tomorrow. Do you guys know what I mean? And so, yes, it is about raising the collective vibration, but I'm not saying it that way only because I don't know that everybody understands that. Way back in the beginning when I started this channel, I was a brand new shiny penny to spirituality and all that entails. And everybody was using all of these words, like, being aligned and being this and being that. And I didn't know what any of them meant, to be honest. It was just like everyone was saying the word, but nobody really was explaining the words. And so I came up with this idea to do what I called a spiritual vocabulary lesson. And we did it on Allie's channel. We had Sonia Rain Lee, and we had Adrian from Lentil Healing, myself, and Allie. And we went through a list of about 10 different sort of words that we use all the time in a spiritual community. And each of us, offered our input on the different words. And there was multiple reasons why I wanted to do that. I wanted people to know it's okay to ask questions, because not everyone feels comfortable asking. Some people feel some sort of way if they feel like they don't know the answer, right? Or like they're the odd man out, right? And so I really enjoyed that, and I found it helpful. So the whole point was, if I was feeling that way, that I didn't have an understanding of some of those words, it could be that other people didn't either. And so, and then I pull from my own life experience, right? Before I started the channel, I've said this so many times, I will never forget it. It was so significant in my healing journey. I was in Allie's chat, Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. She was doing a show with Scott, Spiritual Essence, Scott. And somehow they got on the topic of forgiveness. And the people in the chat had made me feel comfortable. I'd been there for, a while following Allie. And I wrote it in the chat. Great. How do you do it? How do you forgive? If someone could just point me in a direction, because I've been hearing that at that point for about 6 years, but nobody told me how to do it. I wasn't laughed at. I wasn't judged. Nobody like teased me because I asked such a stupid question or anything like that. I felt safe and comfortable. And Scott and Allie were so kind in that moment. They took the time. They talked to me. I literally felt like it was me and them, like there was no one else there. And I walked away with an understanding of what I could do to help myself in that regard. And then maybe like a week later, I think that I had come up with an idea as to how I was going to do that. And I did what I called a forgiveness ceremony. I now know that it is referred to often as a release ceremony, but I did not know that then. I thought like I was the only person who came up with that. I thought I owned it. But I did it live. It was I think it was like the third thing I did on my channel in the middle of November. And sat outside in the freezing cold with all the snow and the fire. And I cannot tell you the impact that had on me. It was significant, and I felt it immediately. And it was powerful, and I will never forget that experience. And so I personally couldn't recommend that enough. But again, just because that was my experience doesn't mean that's going to be everyone's experience. But because that was my experience, because I was assisted, because I was helped in that moment, meaning that when I went into the chat and Scott and Allie answered me, that's one of the reasons why I do what I do and why I want to do what I want to do and why I say things the way that I say them, because I understand better than most people, or better than some people, I'll say, what it feels like to be like, I'm trying so hard with everything in me to listen and to grasp what you are saying, but it's like making no sense. You had to learn too after listening enough. I forgave my exes sitting on my porch. Yep. I get you, Rose. Well, maybe just put it up on YouTube, love. Just put the fire on the screen, right? So you can see it. I mean, I know you can't smell it, but you know what I mean. Sometimes, I mean, listen, if you got to try hard enough, it gives you the same effect, right? So anyways, all of that to say that you guys are right in what you're saying. And I appreciate you both very much for being so supportive and being so helpful. Not only to me, but to each other and to everyone else that was here tonight in the chat. But Rose, this when you came in, and not to make an example of you, but that's a great example of kind of like what I'm talking about. Not everyone's at the same place at the same moment, and I wanna try to do what I can to help the people that I can, or to just to let them know that they're not alone. You know, that someone's here to listen. That's really all. But you all have helped me so much tonight. I just have a couple people here in the chat now, but for all night long, it felt really good energetically, and I really appreciate all of your support. I appreciate you supporting me and supporting each other, because we're all going through something. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it can be uplifting and even, embracing within yourself to help another, right? I've always said this, being a chatter in a chat room, no matter where you are, saying hi to someone, regardless of what chat room you're in, regardless of whatever your purpose of being there is. Sometimes when you just say hello, can literally make all the difference to someone, because we have no idea where those people are or where, what's going on with them. So, being kind doesn't cost anything, although present circumstances in the world may feel like that is not a commonality that we all share. But that doesn't mean that we can't continue to do what we do, right? Only thing in your head was, oh, holy crap, no, it's not. I gotcha. Never fear, my dear. Never fear. I'm always here for you. Okay, friends, I'm going to go. It's late. I'm tired. I don't know why. I didn't sleep well last night. Well, I don't sleep for a long time anyways, but I didn't sleep well last night. And, yeah, now it's the weekend and I've got work I've got to do and, weekend stuff I got to do. And then I've got like Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night shows to do. So I got to get some beauty sleep. I mean, look at these wrinkles, girlfriends. Look at them. Look at the wrinkles. Oh. Trying to get all my card boxes down. All right, so I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you very much again for your super chat. Gina, thank you for your support, everybody. I really appreciate you. You make all the difference in my life, and I can't say thank you enough. I will see you when I see you next. Hopefully it's soon. Have yourselves a great weekend, and I wish you many blessings. Bye, everybody.